tomato paste is delivered to the plant in sealed bags. They're opened without a person participating. The bag goes between rotating shafts. Due to this, tomato mass is squeezed out into the container. Tomato paste begins turning into ketchup after additional ingredients are added to it. Good afternoon.
Hello.
I'm Misha.
Dennis.
I'd really like to help you, but I don't know what you are doing yet. Tell me about it, okay?
Here we weigh dry ingredients. You can try to weigh them.
It'd be great.
Would you like to?
Yes, I'd be happy to, of course.
So first you need gloves,
Yeah,
a respirator.
hands and a respirator. That is, dry mixtures, they are so thin.
Yes.
You need to protect your lungs.
Yes, yes, yes.
These white powders, salt, starch, and sweetener, are the main dry ingredients to produce classic ketchup. First, we need to weigh salt.
So let's weigh salt. Let's try. We must weigh 5, 6, 7.
Is that pounds?
Yes.
Where? Is that how I open it?
Exactly. Just cut along.
Okay, almost there. 9. How much should there be?
5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Here it is necessary to take a little out. Accuracy is the main thing. A little bit more?
Does it go back here?
Yes.
The recipe includes a sweetener, saccharin. It is labeled as E954. This additive is many times sweeter than sugar and has a lower calorie value. About 20 kilograms are added into 2 tons of the product. Another white powder, which is a must for ketchup, is starch. Okay, and why do we even need it? Starch. Let's together.
Starch is added to dry ingredients to make it thicker. It's like it absorbs water.
To give texture, right?
Yes.
It's probably necessary.
To make it thicker.
And we need 60 of starch, don't we?
Yes.
It's not allowed to add starch in all kinds of ketchup. Depending on the ingredients, there are 3 categories of this sauce. By law, the recipe for extra category should include the minimum ingredients: tomato paste, at least 40% of tomato paste, salt, sugar, and spices. But the cost of producing this sauce, and consequently the price of the final product, are quite high. There are other, more budget-friendly types of ketchup: high, first, and second categories. They differ in the number of admissible additives.
To get a budget-friendly product, you need to minimize the amount of tomato paste. But for the product to be at least, well, visually similar, to taste and have some consumer characteristics making it look like tomato sauce. Therefore, part of tomato paste is substituted by starches.
But for now, let's go back to ketchup production.
We've weighed.
Yes.
Now we're taking dry ingredients to the hopper, taking a hydraulic trolley.
I was thinking right now, starch. Perfect parking. Right here, there is a specially marked place. And here, the sequence is important. Starch, salt.
It is important salt always goes first because it goes down easier and it won't get stuck in the hopper.
The starch, salt, and sugar, which we weighed earlier, get into the tomato paste. In addition to them, the classic recipe for ketchup includes spices, cinnamon, and pepper.
Are we closing it?
Yes.
All of the ingredients get into the tank KPT1, where they are dosed out of.
Is it right beneath us?
Yes, beneath us. They are mixed with tomato paste, syrup, vinegar, with all the liquid ingredients.
Yeah, that's all.
After that, you get a raw ketchup phase.
Coming up next in the program Additives, what diseases were patients treated for with ketchup in the 19th century? Why do sauces without added preservatives have longer expiry periods? And how many kinds of pepper are added to the sauce? Ketchup hasn't always been a sauce. In the early 19th century, it was used as a medicine and sold in pharmacies. This tomato medicine was prescribed for stomach pain. That sounds a little strange. Doctors of that time were guided by the fact that the ketchup includes a substance, lycopene, which is responsible for the red color of tomatoes and affects the work of the digestive system favorably. I wonder whether the prescriptions included, in addition to ketchup, sausages and pasta. Modern manufacturers of ketchup don't always stick to the classic recipe. On supermarket shelves, you can find a variety of flavors. It is various spices and seasonings added to the prepared base for ketchup that are responsible for the flavors.
We're opening.
What is there? Well, now the content looks as if there are some accidents at the production facility.
Well, it's only for now because it's still raw, not cooked.
I see. Okay.
So we put the grate here, and through the grate, we pour spices.
Additional ingredients are mostly dried vegetables and extracts. Their combinations give ketchup different flavor. Well, can I start with parsley?
Yes, do it. That's it. Next goes the pepper. Oh.
All right, pepper.
Well, now, chili extract. One pack of each spice.
That's, I think, a very hot thing, isn't it?
Yes, one piece.
Well, that's it.
Well, next, let's take the pink Brazilian pepper. Okay, now let's add some chili pepper. We're closing it.
The red button start. We should press it.
That's it. It has started mixing.
Super. Coloring and flavoring agents cannot be part of the category extra ketchup. Moreover, you don't need these additives for a sauce with high tomato content, since tomatoes give the ketchup the desired color and aroma. When there is less than 40% of tomato paste, manufacturers have to use fragrances and pigments. In low-cost sauce categories, the most commonly used additives are the ones received by chemical means.
Well, we know, yes, let's say that in pepper the main aromatic substance is piperine. Yes, piperine can be created, be reconstructed, well, to reconstruct the chemical formula, yes, to recreate and use not the natural spice, but use, well, chemical ones. But this is the same as comparing women's milk and human milk substitute, because they are identical, but with a mother's milk the child gets a lot more of all the substances and components which he needs directly, and you won't reconstruct it in any substitute. Yes, you take from pepper, but say even if you take the flavor of pepper and take one piperine, but in pepper it's basic, but there are 20, 30 and maybe 50 of them there, and these 50 will never be reconstructed in a flavoring agent.
After all the ingredients have been added to the tomato paste, the mixture for the future ketchup is finally ready. The cooking process can start. It is completely closed. This is necessary to prevent bacteria from entering the product, which will affect the quality.
This is the zone where the main technological stages of ketchup production take place. And earlier you've seen how different mixtures are mixed, and these are perhaps the only open places where you can see the intermediate stages of ketchup production.
Moreover, I took an active part in this.
Yes, quite right.
These units are where the most important processes take place, thanks to which the raw mixture turns into ketchup. Excess air is removed from the base for the sauce, which is called deaeration. Then homogenization is passing through the mixture through a narrow opening under high pressure. This is necessary to ensure the desired texture. And pasteurization is heating the would-be ketchup to high temperatures.
Pasteurization is, of course, the main stage ensuring the microbiological stability of ketchup.
Pasteurization is a process affecting the shelf life of ketchup. Oddly enough, the sauces with the highest content of tomato paste and without preservatives have the longest shelf life.
Ketchup can be produced in different ways, using different technologies. One of the best known and common technologies is cooking. That is, ketchup is processed, subjected to heat treatment, and thanks to this, ketchup can be stored for a long time. And if you see on the label that the shelf life isn't very long, that is about 6 months, then most likely it means that the ketchup is made with preservatives. That is, using the so-called cold technology, when it isn't heated up to a sufficient temperature. The main preservative that is used is sorbic acid, or its salts. And sorbic acid, it's active for half a year in the product. Therefore, you'll never set an expiry date for a day further than half a year. It just cannot stand it longer than that.
So, Misha Maslov has spent the whole day watching how his favorite sauce, ketchup, is cooked. He hasn't tried the final product, though. It's time for a tasting room.
Anastasia, well, I see we have almost everything ready for an organoleptic test. Yes, and I say almost because there are no sausages, cutlets, pasta. Well, all that which sauces are usually eaten with.
This, of course, in an ideal scenario, that would be fine, but the specialist on the line who carries out this analysis, unfortunately, doesn't have a piece of meat or sausage on him. That's it. And so we are going to taste it as is, relying on your receptors.
Let's taste it. Well, yes, it's delicious ketchup. We should compare it.
Yes, it's necessary to compare it with a reference standard, and we have a standard sample approved by all departments.
Well, that is, do I understand right that the essence of this test only to compare it with the reference sample?
Well,
And make sure, well, it's as like as possible.
yes, it should be as close as possible. You can smell the herbs, can't you?
The herbs are so distinct, like in the previous sample. Yes, absolutely. It seems to me,
Well, everything is clear, yes.
in ice skating, they would say, all judges give 6 points.
Yes, if all the indicators, including microbiology, physical chemistry, organoleptic, are at the same level with the reference standard, accordingly it goes further into retailing onto the shelves to the consumer.
The shift is finished. The produced ketchup is packed and sent to warehouses, and our presenter is still hungry. Well, here it is, the final product. Moreover, I haven't eaten anything for the whole day, but something tells me that this will be the first production which I will leave hungry, because ketchup, here it is. I didn't take any spaghetti or pizza with me. Therefore, well,